transgender. At the swingers club, when I first started, within the first year, I was learning the rules, the do's, the don'ts. On this one particular night, was like any other night. People were coming into the club. It was a Friday, was a busy night. I would be set up in the back area. As the night went on, people made their way into the back room. When they're in the back room, everyone's having a good time. I'm making sure single men do not cross into the couple side. I'm making sure there's no fighting, there's no arguing, and everything is going perfectly. Out of the blue, I start to see people clicking up. Now, people click up all the time for certain things, whether someone wants to do a gangbang or people want to do a cum dump or whatever the case is. There's different cliques all the time that are forming, but it wasn't like this. The cliques were all looking at a certain area, pointing at a certain place and whispering. It was off. Nobody was doing anything. It was very strange. Curiosity got the best of me. I went up to one of the regular customers. I asked, what's going on? Why'd everybody stop doing what they're doing? What's everybody looking at? What's everybody pointing at? He goes, look. I look. I don't see nothing. I said, what's the problem? It's a blonde-haired woman. He said, that's not a woman. That woman has got a penis. I said, what's the problem? He said, that's not allowed. That is not allowed in this club. I didn't know how to handle the situation. I was new, so I went and I got the manager. The manager comes into the back room. By the time the manager got into the back room, everybody was pointing, everybody was looking. Almost like the transgender was a caged animal. Almost like it wasn't even a human being. The manager went to the transgender, said, put your clothes on, come and meet me in the office at the front. The transgender did exactly what the manager said. Put her clothes on, changed. The friends, of course, went with her. They went to the manager's office. In the manager's office, he said, I'm sorry, you're not allowed in this club. The transgender did not make a fuss. She left fine. She left without saying anything. It was upsetting. It taught me a lesson. It taught me years later, when I opened my own business, I'm going to allow transgender. I don't care if you're a trans woman, if you're a trans man. I don't care. I opened up a men's sauna, a private men's club. If you identify as a man, that's good enough for me. Most gay saunas do not allow transgenders. They might have a certain night for a transgender night, but other than that, they're going to reject a transgender at the door. I don't agree with it. That's why I didn't do it. That's why I welcomed anybody who identified as a man. When the first transgender walked into the club the very first time, I'll never forget. They didn't know what to expect. They thought I was going to reject them. I looked at the ID. I said, no problem, come on in. And they had a blast. They had a great time. The next week, they showed up with 5 of their friends. And they all had a blast. And then more and more became regulars. They had a place to go. They were welcomed somewhere. On this one particular night, a transgender came into the sauna. They came in. First time I've seen this transgender. They checked in and they went into the back. I saw them hanging out with a few guys, talking, socializing. And as the night went on, I lost track of what they were doing. A few hours pass. The transgender comes back up to the front and says, I didn't see any other transgenders in this club. I'm sorry, there was no other transgenders tonight. Anybody is welcome if you identify as a man. I'm fine with that. She replies, I want my money back. I don't care what sauna you go to, what swingers club you go to, any private club, there are no refunds. She knew that. I said, I'm sorry, there are no refunds. I can't give you your money back. Without hesitation, she was expecting me to say that. She pulls out of her pocket her underwear and whips it right into my face. It was infuriating. It took a lot for me to keep my composure. Luckily enough, the transgender left, and that was that. You're going to be tested. You are going to be tested. Every morning you wake, those negative thoughts, those perceived problems of people's affluenza. Life is so good, you don't even realize how good you got it. The most desperate feeling of a man is to be out of control, lacking discipline, failure to restrain himself from what he knows is horrible for him. What you call a problem today is someone around the world's dream life, and you will never see. Flawed perspective. To get what you want, that's rich. To be able to do without, that's power. Difficulties show you who you are. Difficulties are things that show a man who he is. The next time you feel like you want to quit and don't, that's when you feel most alive. I have massive internal assets that burn within. Massive internal assets that keep me from getting in that negative mindset that plague some people. If it was about knowledge, if it really was about knowledge, everybody would have everything. But it's not about knowledge, because you know what to do. Everybody knows what to do. It's about mindset, structure, thinking of everything correctly, building that framework, those core beliefs, that detailed program to follow through. If someone knows everything in the world and they don't do it, they don't know it. To know and not to do is not to know. The know-it-alls, gotta love them. I love know-it-alls. You're talking money, you're talking discipline, you're talking resilience. Where is it? Where's it at? You don't want this thing that's obvious you don't have. I will guide you. I will get you there. We will get there. To live out your vision, to manifest what you see yourself as its highest potential, that's your purpose on this planet. To not fall victim to the desires that take you away from your ultimate vision, no matter what it takes. Doctor, do it. Lawyer, do it. King, do it. Quit. Anything you want to be, do it. If it takes 5 years, do it. 10 years, do it. Anything gets in your way, got it. Bite my tongue if someone's talking shit, no problem. I don't listen to people I don't respect anyways. Always having those core beliefs that lock me out of any actions I could partake in that aren't going to serve my end outcome. Unless it's my father, my mother, my sister, my wife, my child, my people. I don't partake in it, it's not for me. It feels good to find your pleasure in not being pleased. When someone tries to take something from you and you respond, take more, you can't stop that mindset. You can't stop that mindset. Your problems aren't bad. Who died? Who got life? If someone died, honor them. If someone got life, be there for them. If it's you, handle business. What are you going to do? Quit? Give up on what your conscience is telling you? The outcome is in alignment with anything you could wish for. The price of regret weighs a ton. The price of sacrifice weighs ounces. I'm here. Buckle up. I ain't going nowhere. You know, I know. Let's